Hello everyone, welcome to our online class. So in our last class we have discussed the chapter on ethics and safety measures in computing. So we like to continue with the same today also. So in our last class we have discussed the following objectives. So advantages we have discussed, disadvantages of internet, advantages of internet, and also we have touched that ethics in computing. So in an elaborate manner we will be discussing about the different unethical practices, safety measures using the computers and internet, digital footprint, and how to erase the digital footprint. So these are the topic which we will be discussing in this session. So ethics and safety measures in computing, plagiarism, cyberbullying, hacking, phishing, spanning, intellectual right to the privacy, software piracy, intellectual property right, and so on. So these are the different unethical practices which are going on. Now, what are these terms related to? So I hope you have understood about, you have heard about some of the terms, but I'll be going in the detail and explaining you about the term. So plagiarism means the act of copying the people's contents and any other's work and publishing it in your own name is called plagiarism. The original content or the image will be copyrighted by the original owner of the data. So suppose you are writing an essay, so you will be taking the reference from the net and you will be including that part in your essay. So that means you are copying others' ideas and saying that it is your idea. So that is been done. That is an unethical practice which we should not do. We can refer it and we can give the reference of that particular writer or the author or a book in order to understand about it. Okay? So that the person should know that his work has been used by another person. So that is plagiarism. So you need to be careful while doing that. That will be illegal if you just copy and without mentioning the author's name, it will be illegal. Cyberbullying. This is a term which are very popular nowadays. So most of your friends might give you the languages and this abusive comments and all in your WhatsApp pictures and all, isn't it? So that type of thing. So happens there. So these type of things are the cyberbullying. There are many things which are there in the cyberbullying. Let me read that. Cyberbullying or harassment is a criminal offense for threatening or distributing or disturbing a person. So the person get disturbed if you send the abusive comments in the Facebook or in the WhatsApp message or so on. So the person get disturbed. So it could be sending a rude messages, accessing personal data of another person and threatening him or her and to use their private data against them. Spreading false allegations also comes under this cyberbullying only. And there are cyber laws against online bullying. So our younger generation, including teenagers, are the victims of cyber. So most of the children are the victim of cyberbullying. So you need to be very careful whether you have been bullied or not. So if there is any bullying, if anyone is sending you any offensive comments or threatening you through in the internet, you just need to talk to your parents and solve the matter. And that can be solved. You should not just keep it with yourself and just be frustrated about it. You just have to share in order to remove that offense. Hacking. Hacking is another term. The process of another access to another person's system, data or information is called hacking. It is one of the major threats posed to data privacy and security issues. So hacking means unauthorized access to others' computers or the informations that is unauthorized access. So if there is a password, if you break the password and go, otherwise if you steal the password and go, or if you go to that particular person, if he is not there, that is also termed as hacking. So hacking is also the unethical practices. So it is against the ethics of computing. So we should not do. But there is a term called white hat hackers. White hat hackers is the ethical hackers. He will help the government in order to solve some of the issues. So ethical hackers are also there. So hacking overall is an unethical practices. Phishing. So the term phishing and phishing. So it's similar. So what do you do in the fishing? So you'll put the rod, in the rod you'll throw the rod. So in that hook, you will put some earthworm and all, no, so that the fish might get attracted to that one. So here also, the people who wants to take your information, your bank details, your ATM password or PIN code, if they want to take, they will just send you something. They will throw you something, and with some interest, you will be giving your everything to them. So these things also you should be very careful. So let me read the act of digitally disguising oneself to collect the sensitive part of the information from other person is phishing. It is generally done through email scam. So you'll get the emails where he or she will be asking you that it's very important. I am from bank. You need to send me your details and password, account number, so and so, and he might take all your money from your account. So that type of things is also an unethical practice. So this is called the phishing. Spamming, unwanted mail that comes again and again is called spamming. Spam mail is an unwanted mail that is sent for advertisement or promotion in the bulk quantity to the different user accounts through the digital communication means of email. Through emails, junk, it's also called junk mail. So another unethical practices in the cyber world is individual right to privacy. Your right to privacy is a very big issue today. So we are giving each and every information in the net so that the people are selling your information to the different companies and without letting you know about it. So right to privacy is one of the fundamental rights of freedom for all the citizens of our country. In the cyber world, also, the right of privacy acts, it is illegal to take private images or a picture of an individual and post publicly on the platform without their knowledge and permission. Sometimes we take the photograph of some of our friends and without asking him or without taking the permission of him, we just upload. So that should not be done. You need to take his consent to upload it, and then only you can upload it. So that is also, you are not breaking the privacy of others. So we should be very careful in order to keep the privacy of others. There are laws to deal with the right to privacy in the cyber world. Another is cyber piracy, software piracy, copying, making a duplicate about the software is called software piracy. Piracy refers to the act of stealing and using something without the authorization or permission of the owner. Software applications should be purchased legally from the software developer and comes with the license key. The license is the valid factors for making the licensed software. Otherwise, it will be a pirated software. So we need to buy the genuine software, not the pirated one. So intellectual property rights. So when we say about property, you know what is property? Your house, your land, the belongings which are physical in nature are called properties. But here, the things which you create by using your mind is also called a property. So that is your right. If you create some new ideas, if you compose a new music or new creative ideas for making something, so that is your idea. That is also called the property. So like writing the books, drawing, doing the beautiful arts and so on. So it refers to the license for using the non-physical properties of the user or a company like data or content, software, patent and much more. The original copyright will belong to the owner or the creator of the intellectual property, while the user will be granted permission to use the content or the material on the agreement. So if you created something that is your right, you are not supposed to, the other peoples are not supposed to take your creative idea and say that is his property. So that is also unethical if they do that. Now there are different preventive measures against these unethical practices. So let me read that. Never use the public network or hotspot to access the sensitive data. Public Wi-Fi is always prone to the security attack and endangering your data and system. So if you have a vital data, important data in your phone, you are not supposed to use the public Wi-Fi. There also your information might be hacked. Limit the social networking sites and never post your daily life activities on social media. So when we unknowingly we are posting so many pictures, photos in the Facebook or Instagram or so, and so giving each and every details about our day-to-day activities, isn't it? So that is also very very dangerous. So we need to be careful when we are uploading the pictures, updating our social networking site like Facebook and Instagram. There might be a lot of cyber crime might be there due to that. Always update your antivirus and anti-malware software. So when you have if you have a computer at home, or you need to put the proper antivirus software so that your information might not get hacked. Always access to the website which are secure. On this secure website you need to see. Manage your browser and clear history on the regular basis, like weekly and monthly basis. So history means whatever you do on the daily basis, when you open the website, everything will be noted in the history folder. Okay, so that needs to be removed. So always download and purchase the licensed version of the software. So pirated softwares are not allowed. It's not good. The hackers might take the information through that software, and you should always try to buy the original software. Now let us discuss about the safety measures. So these are the preventive measures against the unethical practices. Now let us discuss about the safety measures to be taken while using the computer and internet. So when we use the computer and internet, there are some safety measures which we need to follow. These are, whenever you need a password to any website to access that, you need to have a strong and complex password. Make sure that the password of online website, email account and other social network sites are very strong and complex. The password should be changed every 3 months for security reasons. So passwords, you should not share your password to your best friend also. You should not say, you should keep the password with yourself only, so that they could not access your personal information. Installing and updating the antivirus software. Every time you need to install and update your antivirus. The computer connected to the internet should be having a licensed version of antivirus software. Not that free version, but you should be buying the original licensed version of the internet, and you need to be uploading it. Parental assistance and guidelines. So while surfing the net, you should be with your parents. You need to take your parents and you need to inform the parents on what are the site which you are visiting. The parents will make you know whether that site is eligible for you to see or not. They will decide. So you have to take your parents' assistance and guidance in order to search on information, or when you are going through the website. Share information only amongst the known circle. When you share the information, you need to share amongst the people who you know. Don't let the strangers get your shared information. So you need to set your privacy settings such that only your friends and relatives can access your personal photographs or family photographs and so on. Social networking has reached to the point that every data or information is shared and posted on the public platform. Never share your personal data with unknown groups and circles. Share information travel faster than the air, making it spread globally. Take proper precaution while responding to the message or email from the strangers. So you should not respond to the strangers in the social networking. So data security needs to be enhanced, and also you need to keep the protection of the firewall. So these are some of the safety measures to be taken while using the computer and internet. The last part of this is digital footprint. So what is the footprint? Footprint, when we walk on the sand or a mud, our foot keeps some impression on the floor. So that is the footprint. So here in the computer also there are digital footprints are left when you use the computer. So don't think that you are there in the net, nobody can see you and you can just use the abusive comments or filthy language and so on. So everything is recorded, and you will be caught if you do it through the digital footprint. Now let us discuss what is a digital footprints. A trail of digital record will be left over on online surface space, just like a footprint that is created while walking on the sand or a mud. This data is known as digital footprint. So the privacy setting of the social media network sites and banking websites should be set as private. So in order to remove these footprints, we need to do this following step. Log off from the online website before shutting down. So without logging off, we should not switch off our computer. Log on, log in, log out, sign in, sign out. That we need to do. change the password frequently, and we need to clear the history and other browsers data, and also we need to create awareness amongst the young generations in order to be very careful about their digital footprint. So with this we come to the end of this chapter. So I hope you have gone through the exercises which I have sent you through the PDF, and I'll be sending some more exercises. And thank you. Stay safe and healthy. Thank you.